She developed a love for the hospitality industry, which led her to the College of the Bahamas. She received her associate's degree in culinary arts, then a bachelor's degree in culinary management, graduating with honors. In 2013, she joined her family at Miles Monroe International as their conference manager, and it is a decision she has never regretted. Please welcome MEL2016 speaker Talia Pinder-Rolle.
My topic this morning is growing into the leader you are, 7 tips to emerge into your true self. And this is actually the perfect topic for me because I actually had to grow into who I am right now. I wasn't always this person. I always felt that I was a leader, I had leadership ability, but to get where I am now, I literally had to grow and I had to go through some things. So just want to share that with you, my story. Of course, this is my wonderful family here. To my left, it's my dad, who isn't here with us anymore. My brother, who you heard from yesterday, my mom, who's here somewhere. I don't know. But, first I just want to talk for 2 seconds about my family. They're really the reason why I can be here and I can do this. Especially my parents. My dad always would say, Talia, I see leadership ability in you. And it's okay to hear, your dad is supposed to tell you that as a dad. But I really believe that he meant it. And, it's bittersweet him not being able to be here and actually hear me speak. But I know that this is what he meant when he said, you have leadership ability in you. And just a little bit about my story. I grew a love for the hospitality industry in the 10th grade when I started home economics class with one of my mentors who is no longer with us either. I just grew a love for the hospitality industry, cooking, baking, and it led me to pursue a degree in culinary arts. So I started at the College of the Bahamas where I was on the way to an associate's degree in culinary, and I later went to Florida Culinary Institute where I got an associate's in culinary arts and a bachelor's in culinary management. And even through doing all of that, I realized, I have a passion for planning events. I like to plan parties, I like to plan anything. I just like to be a part of making something happen. So I said, you know what, I'm away in school, I have a lot of time on my hands. So I decided to do a certification in culinary and event planning. And I dabbled with that a little bit because I was like, I don't want to be one of those persons who parents pay money to go to school, then you end up doing something completely different. And I was like, I don't want to be one of those persons, but I literally had to come to a point where I had to say, you know what, I'm passionate about this and I'm also passionate about this. I have to merge these two somehow. And I had to become okay with being passionate about doing more than one thing. And I realized that that's okay, I can merge these two. And after I graduated, that's me in the middle, graduating from Florida Culinary Institute, I came back home and I started to work at Atlantis in Nobu Restaurant. It's a Japanese restaurant, I don't know if you're familiar with it. And I worked there for 3 years. And it was there that I really realized I do not want to be a chef. I do not want to work in the kitchen. I cannot do this all my life. And I always knew that, but working there really made me realize. And I always just had a passion to own a restaurant. I always wanted to do that. And working there for those 3 years really gave me the knowledge that I needed to actually own that restaurant. And I'm happy to say that this year I finally started a business plan as to what I want to open my restaurant. So that really gave me the knowledge. And in 2013, I think was when Chao first started to work along with his dad, and we really realized that, okay, some things needed to change. So he said, Talia, I want you to come on and work. And I didn't start off as the conference manager. I was first the road assistant. So I traveled a lot with Charissa and Charo, and we sold products, we sold books, you know, we got to meet a lot of people. And then it slowly started to, you know, us helping with events, taking charge, and then it slowly digressed to me being the conference manager, and that's how I ended up here today talking to you. And I am a newlywed, 2 months now. I'm married to a handsome guy with camera. Okay, so now I don't have too much time, so I'm going to dive into what I want to talk about. 7 tips to emerge into a leader. So my first tip is for you to believe that you are a leader. And to me, that's the first thing you have to do, because like I said, I've been told all my life that I'm a leader, I have leadership ability, and that's good, but if you don't believe that you are a leader, it doesn't make any sense. And I did these 3, no, my circles aren't all the same size, don't worry about that. But doubt, inadequacy, and fear. And you know, there are a lot of different adjectives that I can use, but these are more significant to me and how I felt when I actually had to start stepping up into my purpose. So doubt, inadequacy, and fear. And the reason why I put a circle in the middle there is because I literally had to go to the core of the 3 of those things, and I had to like break it from the inside out. So that's what I want you to understand. When you become a leader, these things, doubt, you fear that maybe you don't have what it takes. You doubt yourself, you feel inadequate. But I want you to get to the center of these 3 things, and you literally have to break them from the inside out. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. And I really learned this through working closely with Charo. I'm going to mention Charo a lot. He's my boss.
That's great.
So mistakes can lead us on the path to improvement. And the reason why I underline can is because it can, but it doesn't have to. The key here is to learn from your mistakes so it can take you on a path to improvement. So that is what I want you to understand. It can lead you continually, if you continuously make the same mistakes over and over again, you don't learn from them, you will never improve. Mistakes are often indicators that you've tried something. So a mistake is not always a bad thing. If you've made a mistake, it means that you were proactive in something. So that means you actually went out there, you tried something, it didn't work, so you could and say, okay, I need to do it like this. So it's actually you being proactive, but now back to my first point, you need to learn from that mistake. Know, okay, how can I do this next time? A mistake can solve a problem. You tried something, it didn't work like this, so you say, okay, it's not A, it has to be B. So now you solved your problem. Yes, you made a mistake in the long run, but you learned from it. And mistakes are inevitable. As a leader, you will always make a mistake. You can't avoid it, you just have to accept that you will make mistakes, just learn from them. Assert yourself. Let others see the confidence in you. Don't be afraid to get bossy. Now, I put bossy in quotations because, my husband tells me that I'm bossy, or I can be a bully. But I feel like this is a good thing. Bossy doesn't have to be negative. And as a leader, when I say bossy, I mean you have to be no nonsense sometimes. You have to let people know that this is what I want, this is what I want you to do. And I mean this, and especially as a young leader, because people tend to, think young leaders don't have what it takes or don't know, but especially as a young leader, you have to be assertive, you have to be, quotations, bossy, not in a mean to meaning way, but you have to let other people know that, hey, yes, I'm young, but I also know what I'm doing. I'm educated, I'm smart, I can make a decision, and it can be the right decision. Know that you have what it takes. I struggled with this a little bit just because, like I said, I knew I was a leader, but actually stepping out and doing was hard for me. So I had to literally give myself pep talks, and that's fine. I had to say, okay, You have knowledge, you've sat under wise people all your life, you can do it. And it's okay to give yourself a pep talk if you're not crazy. Create what you want. And I learned this from being in BFM, actually, from church. You know, I've been, unfortunately, hear people complain a lot about why is church doing this? Why don't do it like this? And I'm like, if you want to see this, why don't you create it? You rather complain and say, okay, this isn't doing like this, so I'm going to leave the church. My job isn't doing this, so I'm leaving my job. Why don't you create the things that you want to see? Why not create a system where this is more organized instead of you complaining about it? Create it, identify what it is that you want, be proactive, go after it, do it. Complaining will never solve a problem. And if you can't create it, you don't want it bad enough. If you want something that bad, you're going to figure out a way to create it. Even if you're not the one doing it, you're going to figure out a way to delegate some way, someone to get it done. The point is to get it done even if you're not doing it. Because it's a problem, you're complaining about it, you want to see it, so simply create it. Trust you. Know that you are capable of making the right decisions. And it's a little sorry for me and Charo. As of lately, he's really been really pushing me to make my own decisions. And not that I go to him with every little thing. He thinks I do.
You do.
I don't. He thinks that I do. And it's really because Charo is very meticulous, very picky. And it's like, you can make a decision, but you can make a decision, and you go to him and say, I've made this decision. Why you make that decision? That's the wrong decision. It's like, okay, either you want me to make a decision, or you don't. So, and I've noticed that as of lately, because I'm in my third year, I'm more seasoned in what I'm doing, and I'm learning more, I notice that I'm trusting myself more. So now when I take the edge off of, okay, am I going to make the right decision or the bad decision? When I trust myself, the decision is always right now. So I could confidently say to Charo, I made an executive decision and I did this. And I'm confident knowing that that's the right decision. And even if it's not the decision that he would have made, I could say to him, this is why I did this. And he would be like, okay, I understand. And it's because now I trust myself a little more to make decisions, and I'm not fearful that it won't be the decision that he would have made, but just I'm confident to know that I made the decision for a good reason, even if it's not what Child would have made. Now, trusting yourself can lead to indecisiveness, and not making a decision is a decision in itself, but not a good one. Strengthen your self-trust by following through with promises you've made to yourself. And I said this one because I think when we set goals for ourselves, we say, okay, I'm going to read 2 books every month, or I'm going to lose 50 pounds. When we follow through with the things that we've written down, the promises we've made to ourselves, I think it gives us more confidence as an individual. It makes us realize that, okay, I could set goals and I could meet them, so I could follow through. So I trust myself more with the things that I promised to myself. So it gives you more self-trust and trusting yourself to make certain decisions, whether it's personal, whether it's in business, whether it's on your job. You need to trust you to make right decisions. Embrace the spotlight. This is the hardest thing for me, of course. You know, when I was young, traveling with my parents, we would give my dad a pep talk. Do not make us stand up. Do not call on, everybody knows you have 2 children. Do not make us stand up and come on the stage, and no matter how many pep talks you do, he would get up there and make you stand up, maybe make you come on stage, and me or not, hated it. And as we got older, we realized, okay, the pep talks aren't working, let them just do whatever. And to be honest, for me, that was preparation for working at MMI, because there's no telling Uncle Miles, sorry, he's my uncle, so I call him Uncle Miles. There's no telling him we don't want to go on stage. That's not an option. So, you know, I got to the point where I just embraced it. I'm gonna have to go on stage, no matter where we are. If we're in Africa with Charlie, if we're anywhere, you gotta go on stage. You have to address people. And not to say that I love it now, but I'm more comfortable. I don't have to say, don't call me up. I am now prepared that if I am called up, I could speak. So as a leader, you have to take center stage. And the spotlight helps to hold you accountable. And I say this because, you know, a lot of times we can have certain philosophies that we have within ourselves, and we try to live by that. But the minute you're a leader, you have to come here, and I have to talk to you, that means you have heard me say this. So now I literally have to live this. So this helps you to be accountable for yourself. Because I can't come here and I can't say to you, these are the 7 tips to becoming a leader. I'm here and I'm speaking, I'm an emerging leader, but I'm not living any of these 7 tips that I'm saying to you. So now this is holding me accountable that I have to even embrace the spotlight more, because I'm telling you to embrace the spotlight. Lead even when you don't feel like it. And this is also important, and I had to realize that, okay, I have to get beyond self. I have to move beyond myself. Because me being a leader, me standing here, it's actually not about me. It has absolutely nothing to do with me. I mean, yes, it's helping me to grow, but it has to do with the people that are here to receive from what you have to say. So even when you don't feel like being a leader, you don't feel like speaking, you have to do it, because that's what you're called to do as a leader. As a leader, you're called to serve, like Harrison said yesterday. So as a leader, that's your number one goal. You need to serve your audience. You need to serve the people that are looking to you to get what you have. As a leader, you have something to say. And I think the biggest struggle for me was between knowing that I have something to say, but not feeling ready to say it. That was a struggle for me, because I knew that I had knowledge, and you know, if someone comes to me one-on-one, I can give you the best advice. But to stand here and talk and say, and you know, give advice to a group of people, it was hard. Even though I had something to say, it's like not feeling like I'm ready to stand here and say what I have to say. Even though I know I have knowledge, I know I can speak on certain topics, you don't feel ready. And that's where my first slide comes in, with fear and inadequacy and doubt. But literally, like I say, I have to go in the middle of that, and I have to break those feelings from the inside out. And that's really what I have to do. And my last one, it's simple, it's just lead. As a leader, you have to lead. They're looking to you to lead. You know, when we first started at MMI, Charo and I came in, and we're both young. And of course, I'm younger than Charo. But we came into a system that was already run by older people for years. And I think this was one of the hardest things we had to do, because we literally had to break habits of things that were going on that maybe weren't working. And it was hard because when young people come into something, I don't know, some older people may feel threatened. And I think we had to go through a lot of that. So, you know, sometimes we had to step back and say, okay, let them do this, so it was hard, it was really a struggle. But we had to get to the point where we had to say, okay, we want to see this changed. We want to see this conference like this, we want to see this like this. And we have to literally say, okay, this is what we're going to do. If people are upset, they're going to have to be upset, but we want to see a change. And I mean, people, they do what they do out of habit, not knowing, even if it's working or if it's not working. So we had to literally come in and we had to say, okay, we want to see some changes. We have to just do it. Doesn't matter if people don't like us, if we're not popular, it's okay, we have to do it. And that's what we ended up doing. And that's essentially what brought us here to MEL. You know, we had to literally break habits. And we had, and as young people, we had a lot of ideas, we had a lot of things that we wanted to do. And we couldn't worry about what other people think, what other people say, but we had to lead. We had to show people that, yes, we're young, but we're coming in and we know what we want. We know how to do it. We have the ability. We know what we want to say, and we can get the job done. And I think that was, for me, I don't know how, that was one of the hardest things in the transition of coming into working at Miles Monroe International. Okay, so that's the end of my slide. I just want you to know that being an emerging leader, it's a call, and you have to answer it. We all have leadership ability, but you answering your call, it will prove how effective you are as a leader. And we all have something to say. We all have something to say. We all have a platform for something. And maybe some people are called to lead from the back. Maybe some people are called to lead from the front. But we're all called to lead on some level. And you have to embrace it. You have to, like I said yesterday, for me, emerging is literally me breaking out of my shell. Me saying, okay, and you know, November 9th did a lot of that for me, because it made me realize that, okay, life is real. I mean, not that I thought it was a game before, but it just made me realize that, okay, life is real. I have things that I have to do, and the time is now, I have to do it. Like when Chow first asked me to speak, I was like, he tried me. Yeah. I was like, he tried me right now. But I knew that I had to do it. And then when he told me what my topic was, I was like, okay, I can do it. So I just want to leave with you, embrace. Break the shell, go in from the inside out, and break the shells that are holding you back from emerging. And just to end, we have some of my dad's products outside, the Leadership Series. We have 6 of them, so visit our product table. We'll be out, my mom will be outside. Thank you.